Hello and welcome to this Rayne Runners video where I will be talking about height and whether it makes a significant difference to your running ability. Hi, I'm Toby. Now, does being taller make you any better or worse at running over, say, 5k, the park run distance? Now, it might seem obvious. The taller you are, the longer your legs, the further you can go with each stride, and therefore the faster you are. There's a local runner called Horatio E. Closher, who must be about 6'6" or 6'7", so about 2 meters tall, and he is very fast. He's gone under 16 minutes for 5k, and he just seems to eat up the ground. It's easy to look at him and think it's point proven. His name also adds to his enigma, as it conjures up the thought of him just closhing his way through each race. Perhaps if his name was Dave Smith, he wouldn't have quite the same reputation. But it's easy to get carried away. If you look at other fast runners, tall runners don't seem to be overrepresented, and most of them are of normal height, and some are indeed shorter than average. So maybe then there is no height effect. But then what about the obvious advantage of the extra long stride length? Well, taller people are generally larger in all 3 dimensions, whereas your leg strength comes from the 2-dimensional cross-sectional area of your legs. So the taller you are, the more beefy your legs need to be proportionally. So to look at some more extreme cases, think how big an elephant's legs are compared to the size of its body, versus an ant with its little spindly legs. 2 of the fastest distance runners in the animal kingdom are pronghorns and ostriches, with pronghorns smaller than humans and ostriches generally larger. Elephants and ants would not feature in any top 10 list. But it generally seems that medium-sized animals are the fastest, rather than really big or really small animals. So it does seem that there's some optimal middle ground. This goes for sprinters as well. Cheetahs are the fastest sprinters in the animal kingdom, and they too are medium-sized animals, and their weight range overlaps that of humans. By the way, some people think that humans are the best distance runners in the animal kingdom, but this is a myth. Humans aren't particularly great runners. People sometimes talk about our ability to sweat and dissipate heat, but they are conflating 2 different things. If there was a big animal marathon or ultramarathon, there's no reason that it would have to be held at 40-degree heat in direct sunlight. If it was held in cooler conditions, humans wouldn't have this advantage. But anyway, so it seems that medium-sized is fast. But what about when we look at the size of humans specifically? How tall are the fastest human runners? I have here a list of some of the all-time great distance runners and their heights. I got these heights from largely from the Wikipedia and through Googling generally, so don't blame me if there are some inaccuracies. So we have Eliud Kipchoge, the marathon world record holder, who went under 2 hours in an unofficial marathon, and he was also the 5,000 metre track world champion in 2003, and he is 5'6" or 1.67 metres. Mo Farah, who has been multiple Olympic and world champion over 5,000 and 10,000 metres. He is 5'8" and 3/4 or 1.75 metres. Kenenisa Bekele, who is the world record holder for 5,000 and 10,000 metres. He is 5'5" or 1.65 metres. Haile Gebrselassie, who has won Olympic and world championships and was the world record holder over 5 and 10,000 metres before Kenenisa Bekele. He is 5'5" or 1.64 metres. And Daniel Komen, the only runner who has ever run 2 miles in under 8 minutes. So that's back-to-back 4-minute miles. And he has also won the World Championship over 5,000 metres. He is 5'7" or 1.70 metres. So looking at those heights, it actually seems that shorter than average runners seem to be the most successful over distance running. But these runners are generally of East African origin, and East Africans are generally shorter than white people of European descent. So it might not be that height is a significant factor here, but that East African runners are generally faster than runners from elsewhere, and East African runners just happen to be shorter. So I did a search for white runners that have run 5,000 metres in under 13 minutes, the gold standard for a world-class time. And these are the runners that I found. We have Germany's Dieter Baumann, who is 5'10" or 1.78 metres. Australia's Craig Mottram, who is 6'2" or 1.88 metres. America's Bob Kennedy, who is 6 foot or 1.83 metres. America's Chris Selinsky, who is 6'1" or 1.85 metres. America's Dathan Ritzenhein, who is 5'8" or 1.73 metres. America's Galen Rupp, who is 5'10" or 1.78 metres. And America's Woody Kincaid, who is 5'11" or 1.80 metres. Well, these seem to be fairly representative of the population as a whole, and they certainly aren't the shorter than average runners that the East Africans seem to be. This hasn't exactly been a scientific study, but there certainly doesn't seem to be a massive difference between the height of top runners and the general population height. There are both tall and short runners who have broken 13 minutes for 5,000 metres, so I don't think you can really use your height as an excuse for your running ability. And I've only looked at men, of course, but I think you'll find the same pattern if you look at female runners as well. So it seems that Horatio E. Closher himself is just a good runner, irrespective of his height.